ChatGPT launched in 2022. And if you're still using ChatGPT like another Google, where you just prompt it and expect a response, I have to say that's honestly the most inefficient way to use ChatGPT. Today I'm going to show you how to use ChatGPT features that actually matter, the features that separate you from the 99% of people that are still stuck in the prompt mode. I'm going to show you how business professionals, developers, creatives are actually using ChatGPT features to supercharge their workflows. Some of these features are free, some are paid, but I'll specify which is which as we go. Let's get started. First up is projects. So projects are available on both free and paid plans, and I would say projects are really what changed how I use ChatGPT on a day-to-day basis, because projects are an organized workspace. So it allows you to organize all your chats into one single folder. You can upload files to a project, set up custom instructions, and really get the best out of ChatGPT because it remembers everything you've given it in that project. Let me show you how it actually works. So I have a good number of projects here. You can see Chakra Pro, YouTube SEO, RQI. So let's take, for example, my Tech Journey project. This is where I have context for my podcast, right? My Tech Journey podcast. So all of the charts right here help me plan properly for my podcast. You can see that it has enough context for every single thing that I've talked about for my podcast. Organizing my charts in form of projects really helped me to be very efficient when using ChatGPT, because I don't have to go or scroll down to all my charts. Every single chat about my podcast is right here, and I can even prompt it by saying, help me brainstorm ideas for my next season. And you can see right here, it knows that my podcast is called My Tech Journey with Esther, and it starts to brainstorm all of these ideas. To set up your own project, go to the side right here. You'll see new projects. Click on it, and I can call this project freelancing, and then I create a project. After creating your project, another thing you can do is to add files. This helps ChatGPT to have enough context and useful information for all the chats that will be in this project. So to add files, you just click on this button and add all the files and documents that will be required for the freelancing project. The more context you give to a project, the better the output. So go ahead to actually add files and try out projects today. The next feature I want to show you is tasks, and I don't think many people even know that this feature exists. Tasks help you automate your repetitive prompts that give ChatGPT. So for example, if you're asking ChatGPT every single day to summarize the tech news, so you can create that and turn it into an automation. So tasks are available on only paid plans for now. Let me show you how it works. So go into ChatGPT and basically drop a prompt like this: every morning at 8 a.m. give me a summary of the latest web development news. Once you send in this prompt, ChatGPT is smart enough to know that this should actually be a task, because you've created like a routine. You're saying every morning, you're giving it a time and giving it the action that it should complete. So it says that it will create a summary of the news every single day by 8 a.m. This is the task. You can edit and pause it. And if you want to see all the tasks that you have in ChatGPT, you come right here to your profile and click on settings, and then on schedules. This helps you manage all of the tasks that you've already set up in ChatGPT. So you see that I have all of these ones paused and these ones are running. What makes this feature really useful is that you can automate boring tasks and boring prompts, so you don't have to go into ChatGPT and do the same thing every single day. With tasks, you have that already automated. If you want to dive deeper into using tasks, I have a separate video where I walk you step by step on actually creating a task in ChatGPT, so you may want to check that out. Next up is temporary charts. So just like the name implies, the chart is temporary, and it's really good for private stuff when you don't want ChatGPT to remember what you've asked it, right? There's sensitive information and you just want to get the answers, and you don't want ChatGPT to store this information in its memory. This is when you want to use the temporary charts feature. So to use it, you go to the top of your ChatGPT at the top right hand corner and you click on turn on temporary charts. So you see that it says this is a temporary chart, and ChatGPT won't store this in its history or remember it. So you can ask it anything at all and instantly you get the answers to this. The trade-off to using this is that obviously, because it's in temporary mode, ChatGPT won't have context and can't build on it in other chats. But well, that's the whole point, right? That's the whole point of having the temporary chat. Another useful feature when you're using ChatGPT is the ability to generate links that you can share and even add people to your chat. So many times when you are using ChatGPT, there are useful information or interesting facts that you even want to send to your friends, to your clients, or to anyone at all. Right now, you can do this by going to the top right corner of your chat, and here you can see start a group chat. So once you click on that and you click on start a group chat, ChatGPT will instantly generate a link that you can then copy and send to people. So you can send this link to them, and once they click on this link, they will instantly be able to join this group chat. This is super simple, but it changes the way you can now collaborate with people right inside of ChatGPT. The Canvas feature is the next feature that you need to start using in ChatGPT because it is so useful. Normally, when you prompt ChatGPT, it literally just pastes and gives you the response in text format. So when you want to query that response, you probably have to copy it and paste it into ChatGPT again and then query it. But with Canvas, now you get the results and responses from ChatGPT in like a document format, such that you can ask ChatGPT instantly by highlighting all of that information. So let me actually make this make sense for you. Okay, so remember these freelancing projects that we created earlier? I'm going to prompt ChatGPT by saying, create a proposal for my Upwork podcast clients. And instead of sending this in just like that, I'm actually going to add the plus, and under more you can see Canvas. So we select Canvas and then we send this in. Right now you can see that it gave the result of this proposal in a Canvas format, and that means that it's in like a document format. You can instantly copy this, edit it right here by prompting ChatGPT, and wherever you prompt, you see that the final result shows up. And if you're not interested in editing it and you just want to download this document, you can instantly download it in a PDF format, a Word format, or a Markdown format. Canvas feature is so useful because you no longer have to copy and paste text back and forth. You can instantly generate a document, edit it directly in ChatGPT, or even download the document. Canvas feature is not just useful for text, you can also see how powerful it is. For example, when you're using it to code, you see all of your functions and components come up in a canvas. The last feature I want to show you is the agent mode feature, and this is my all-time favorite feature in ChatGPT. It's available in only paid plans. So with the agent mode, it basically means that you give ChatGPT a goal and ChatGPT is able to complete tasks for you by just doing everything to meet your goal. So this means that you don't have to prompt ChatGPT every single step of the way. ChatGPT understands your goal and it carries out the tasks for you. So let me drive home the point. To use agent mode, you basically click on this plus icon right here and click on agent mode. You notice that there's so many options for you, and let's see, I can actually just select this and send this in. I'll say the agent mode is useful for anything that is research heavy or anything that involves multiple steps, whether that's content planning, data analysis, market research, or whatever that involves multiple steps. So you notice that this is the agent mode. I'm legit not doing anything at all, and ChatGPT is going through different articles and different write-ups and it's going to come back to me with the result. Awesome. So this is the final report. It worked for 4 minutes. Can you imagine if ChatGPT worked for 4 minutes to generate this report? Can you imagine how many minutes you have to do that work for just doing it manually on your own? That would take you a whole lot of time, and ChatGPT has saved you so much time with the agent mode. So this is the report. It's very detailed, as you'd see. Now there's something I should mention here. ChatGPT has a separate browser called ChatGPT Atlas that has the agent mode baked directly into it. So I have a separate video on that where I talked about how to use ChatGPT Atlas. So if you're curious, you may want to check that out. The whole point of this video is to show you that ChatGPT isn't just another chatbot. It is actually a powerful tool that if you use it right, it can make you work efficiently and more effective every day. It can save you a ton of hours and really get you up in the 1% of people. The best part about this is that not many people are using this feature. So if you use it, you can definitely get ahead. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. And if you loved it, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and let me know in the comments which feature is most exciting for you. My name is Esther, and on this channel I teach you how to use AI tools to work smarter and faster. I'll see you in the next one.